Hello, my name is Rick Hoover, 41 years old. I would like to talk today about an obvious case of discrimination. In 1996, I was hired with the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections. I was hired at State Correctional Institution at Rockview to be a corrections counselor too. I worked at that job for about 8 years and received all outstanding job performance evaluations. And then I decided, I had a son, and I decided I would like to become closer to my work site. There was another institution that was about 25 minutes from my front door that was SCI-Cresson. I put in for a transfer, and on my first job interview I was hired. Also around the same time, unfortunately I was diagnosed with MS. At that time, there were no glaring symptoms other than a somewhat visible limp, and I went about that, went on with my daily activities, and I went about my job. Once again, performance evaluations while I was at SCI-Cresson were commendable and outstanding. Then I went through some medication changes. I went from your basic forms of Avonex, Rebif, and Copaxone, which are all standard treatments for multiple sclerosis. During that time, with the obvious transfer of medications, I had some problems. Walking became a struggle. Eventually, I had gone to the use of a cane. In 2008, my immediate supervisor had approached me and made some comments that were extremely inappropriate, I felt, where she was pointing out issues of my being able to walk. At that time, I filed a formal grievance through my union, and that was resolved with an action stating that she would no longer refer to my MS at all when it came to my job performance duties. Then again in 2009, after all these medication changes, I had started having some ambulation issues that were dealing with walking on slopes. Steep slopes up, steep slopes down. This only became problematic whenever I would get in the work site, I would punch in, and then I would walk up to my work site, which was about 110 yards up a hill. That became a little issue, walking up and down the hill, so I was encouraged to put in for a reasonable accommodation under the ADA requirements, which I eventually did. I put in and I had asked for possible transportation up and down the hill so we could avoid any kind of problems such as falls. I put in the official request on October 1st of 2009. I was then called to a meeting on October 6th. Mind you, the meeting was held 500 yards from my office. I walked down a flight of steps, walked down a hill, walked into the building, walked up another flight of steps, and entered the office. In the office at the time was the superintendent, the ADA coordinator for the institution, my immediate supervisor, along with the deputy for facilities management. At that time, they told me based on my request for a reasonable accommodation, I could no longer perform my job duties. I was told at that time that I was going to be terminated, I was to leave the institution, turn my keys in at the gate, and I would not be permitted to return to my position at all that I had held for 13 years. And then I got up from the meeting, left the institution. I walked another 350 yards to get to my car, turned in my keys, and left the institution. Since that time, I have filed official grievances with my union. I have contacted the EEOC. I have contacted the Pennsylvania Human Resources Commission, and I have gone on with my life. I have had to file for unemployment compensation, and I have gone on with my life like I said. Most people who know me think this is ludicrous because I go to the gym 5 times a week. I am able to get around and do my daily activities. One of the things that they had said specifically on this form saying why I couldn't do my job was because I could not stand from a seated position. This I find quite curious. As you can see, I am sitting at this point, and what I will do now is I will stand. Wow! Job performance evaluation should say Mr. Hoover is able to stand. What we will do in this video now is I will go through a basic week of mine where I will demonstrate going to the gym, I will demonstrate walking, and I will demonstrate that I am more than able to fulfill my duties as a corrections counselor, which is a desk job. I am not walking on a skyscraper, I am doing paperwork.
This is a little montage we put together to demonstrate my inability or ability to continue to work out during my struggles with MS. Let's see, what's today? I think it's January 6th. It's just another day at the gym for me. I try to make it into the gym 4 to 5 days a week. Today is a chest and shoulders day for me, and I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of the weight I can do. This isn't much, but it is a good demonstration that I can lift more than a capacity of a file, which is what my job requires. So this is about 135 pounds. Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on to the second routine I do. I like to do incline press, then followed by a straight press here on this machine. What I'll demonstrate here is I'll do a little warm up. So down to, let's say, 100 pounds. Once again, that should demonstrate that I'm able to do a little bit of lifting. Here we go.
Yeah, basically turn around and you can move this forward however you need it.
Alright, usually what I like to do on a chest day, I like to do 3 exercises. I like to do some kind of bench press motion, the straight up bench press, and then I like to finish off with the fly machine. And this is how I finish off my chest routine.
Then at the end, I like to make it tougher by holding it together. Yeah, alright, now that I'm done with chest, I'd like to move into the shoulder exercises. This is a good exercise that works the back of the shoulders. Alright, next I move on to a finish up machine. What I like to finish up with when I'm doing my chest and shoulders is a deltoid press or a military press. So I just start low, push up. Alright, this will be my final set. What I like to finish up with, again, is I like to put on about 100 pounds to finish up. As you can see, I'll struggle a little, but it'll still go up.
The longer you can continue to exercise, the longer you can move. Yeah. And that's true.
I just have to be able